Even before I go into any analysis of that game, I say that I'm happy that we are beginning to score from dead balls like this in our league. Last week, I saw a really well-worked dead ball from Dreams FC. This week, I've seen another one from Samatex Football Club. These are encouraging if you belong to this space because it doesn't happen a lot down here. Let me start to you, Edwin. Kotoko in the relegation zone now after that defeat. We've all agreed and said on this show multiple times that Narteh needs time to probably get his house in order. But you and I also know that the more defeats, the more toxic the environment gets.
Well, I think it actually works the other way. The more toxic the environment around the club, the more it gets into the players' heads. And I don't think we talk about it enough.
Yep.
When the players, they hear the things being said about them, they hear the things being said about the club. Obviously, they get onto the pitch, second guessing themselves, unsure of themselves, losing confidence, losing games now, and then suddenly they've lost the trust of the fans, they've lost the trust of the hierarchy of the club, and now they are struggling to win matches. I think that Kotoko, I said it on Friday, that they are addicted to self-sabotage. When things go slightly wrong for them, and then everything falls. They pull one thread, and everything, they losing the cloth completely. And they need to learn from it. It's happened so many times. Sacking the coach when things go a little awry, having a go at players when they fail to score, put in a few bad performances, and then they lose the plot completely. I feel that even though they're in the relegation zone, in the last few weeks especially, they've started to play football in the way I expect Kumasi Asante Kotoko to play. At the start of the season, I was not very convinced by how they were playing. I was wondering whether the good football that Prosper Narteh Ogum played in its first stint at the club was being translated into this team. But as coach has said several times, this is the team in transition. You're going to expect games or runs where the club doesn't win. The club doesn't score goals. The club concedes goals. And it will take some time to build a Kotoko team that...
He's playing with a lot of teenagers and a lot of youngsters.
Exactly. It will take some time to play with a team that Kotoko fans can be proud of. But if they give him time, if they allow him space, if the noise around the club is lessened to a very strong extent, and I know it's going to be difficult, Kotoko is a huge club. There are huge expectations for the club. But you need to understand that clubs go through phases. And this is a very transitional phase for Kotoko. It will take some time. The results are not good, but they will improve. With the football I'm seeing currently, I think the results will improve. So they just need to have some patience for Prosper Narteh.
Patience for Narteh. Coach?
Look, I think Prosper Narteh should resign if he knows very well
that there's sabotage.
He's not going to be given the free hand to work. For me, I know him personally.
From things he said, it points to what you're saying, that there are some forces who are,
in fact,
against him.
I'm so disappointed in the organigram of Kotoko, the hierarchy of Kotoko. Prosper Narteh only accepted to go back
because of Kwesi Appiah.
Because of Kwesi Appiah. As to how they allow Kwesi Appiah to leave when Prosper had hardly settled in the job. Who is playing the role of Kwesi Appiah as we speak? Nobody knows. Okay? So now, Kwesi would have shielded Prosper and make sure he blocked.
Because he's a proper Kotoko man.
Of course, he would have blocked everything directed at Prosper and said, look, you just concentrate and work with the boys.
I will take care of these things.
He was given the mandate by the great chief of the land. And it was based on Kwesi's recommendation, Kwesi 1v1 talking to Prosper. That's why Prosper accepted to go back. Now, Kotoko is undergoing transition. I listened to one of the renowned journalists in Kumasi, somebody who happens to have a problem with every Kotoko hierarchy the moment he's sidelined. I cannot put up his name here because he happens to be a good friend. So I called him from the back. I said, look, for once, you are so knowledgeable in the game that I expect that you will allow
the man
some space to operate. The man is using teenagers. Teenagers to play. And for Prosper to, like I said, if he's not going to resign, it's better he keeps his mouth shut. and do the talking
On the
on the pitch. Tactically work with your team. Encourage them, motivate them, coach them through this difficult time. But if you are not going to keep quiet and work, but you are going to organize a press conference, which was completely unnecessary. I repeat.
Yep.
He shouldn't have done that.
Nope.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying, that when I listened or heard that he was going to do it, once I said, come on. If Akwesi Appiah was around,
that
that presser
probably wouldn't have happened.
You wouldn't know. There was no need for that. We played in the game. We got beat. Our supporters are disappointed. End of story.
Yeah.
The next opportunity, the next week, is an opportunity to win them back. So rather, focus on that. But once you go into a press conference and start referring to some of the players as politicians. Politicians.
I'm sure they'll say,
Is that so?
we'll see.
Maybe those guys you are referring to as politicians, you can tell them so in your office.
Yeah.
But when you come public,
You don't make such comments.
you don't make such comment. You don't do that. So for me, look, I believe given the chance, he will do a wonderful job. I've already said it on this program. That Kotoko will not win the league. So to the supporters and the fans of Kotoko, watching scorecard, get it. You are not going to win the league with these guys. It's going to take you 2 to 3 seasons. Provided you can keep all of them, that is when now they will now have gone through the various stages of development and begin to make an impact. You see, life is not all, if you are there and your only ambition is to impress, that is always temporary. But when you are there to impact, it is forever. Prosper Ogum is in there to impact. And impacting tactical awareness, proper coaching awareness to these boys, it is going to take time. So please, allow the man some space to operate and to prosper. Please, don't ever organize that press conference. Only go into a presser when there's the need to. Post-match, pre-match, post-match, talking. But
you have no business organizing a crisis.
What is that?
Crisis
I've never
press
seen that happen
conference.
before. I've never seen that happen.
Yeah.
And look, it was very shocking to me that it came from somebody like him. So that is my personal advice to him. I know he watches this program very much. Please, coach the boys. They will come good.
They say Prosper Narteh Ogun should focus on coaching the boys and they will come good. We'll have the text and WhatsApp lines on your screen just so you can share your thoughts with us. We want to know what you make of Asante Kotoko's issues. Those of you who are Asante Kotoko fans, let's hear from you because I really want to know where you stand with this particular team.
Just 1 minute. We must credit the team that beat them.
Samatex. Yeah.
They were absolutely great.
Samatex are really
They
formidable.
were absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
And for me, even the little highlight, Kotoko had no highlight.
Literally none.
Nothing. They were on them and on them. That is how you play a team in crisis. You go and you stampede them. You suppress them and make sure they feel the pain. And for me, again, Danlad, I said it last week. I'm saying it again. I think if there's a better goalkeeper, a goalkeeper who commands his area better, a goalkeeper with a better reach in set pieces, that goalkeeper should be. Kotoko have got 3 very good goalkeepers. I don't know why it has to be Danlad.
Danlad has,
and he keeps conceding goals.
Danlad has now put on national team clout. So
no, but he should be saving that.
He has become hard to get rid of.
You want to credit Kayeke, but Danlad should be saving that ball because where he was. That was where the ball is a routine.
But like
save.
you and I are saying, the reach is suspicious.
No, he
was not positioned properly.
His positioning is always on the line. I've not seen a goalkeeper who positions himself on the line. Come, just one step forward. That gives you a very narrow angle. And when you tip it, from where he's, even if it
will hit the post and enter the net. True.
What sort of goalkeeping is this? I mean, they should talk to him. If he cannot change him and get somebody better in there.
Well, Ibrahim Danlad, coach is certainly not happy with the performances that you have been putting out there. Like I said, I've been impressed with the consistency with dead balls that are being converted in our league. It means that we should see more of these things. I wonder if the coaches at the lower levels, coach level, even at the league levels are getting their players to get some practice in because, look, it's a big deficiency in our game as a nation in general. I don't know, coach, does that happen? Do like teams do specialist dead ball training for their players?
Throughout my years
Yeah.
working with coast football, it's something that I have always impacted. And at that level, the players are taught on how to take set piece. Because you remember that when you play at the under 12 and under 14 level, some of the goalkeepers are very, very short.
Very short.
Yeah.
So players are told from the to hit it at this angle,
corner, yeah.
hit it with this technique, put this level of power behind it and all that. So they are taught. It's just that as they leave the scene, the juvenile scene, that is where the problem is. And for me, it is like you rightly said, it is very nice and very pleasing to the eye to see those 2 free kicks that we've seen last week and this week. Our coaches have been encouraged to work more and more on set pieces.
Well, I definitely hope we can see more of that. I think free kick is a practice thing. You need to practice on your own to get better at it. So hopefully our guys can do a lot more of it. Let's take a quick turn around here